it's me, Yana. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I make anti-MLM videos, post-grad content, and vlogs, so definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button if that is content that you are interested in. Today's video is going to be crazy. I'm going to be reading and reacting to some MLM horror stories that I found on Reddit. So you guys will be able to hear other people's experiences, and oh my gosh, some of them are so whack. So definitely stay tuned till the end because there's just gonna be some wild stories. So without any further ado, grab a beverage and let's hop right into it. So I'm gonna keep everyone anonymous just because privacy reasons, and also I'm not bashing any companies or making any claims. I'm just simply stating my opinion and other people's experiences. But this first one is with Arbonne, which we love. So it looks like this person started when they were 18. At 17, I began to be infatuated with the idea of being able to work from home. So when I came across Instagram, my mind was blown. Her feed, weight loss journey, makeup, car, lifestyle was perfection in my eyes. She was everything I dreamed of being, and of course it was all made possible by an amazing opportunity called Arbonne. And that is how one of the many ways that they lure people in is by making the distributors have a amazing Instagram where they show off their lifestyle, which a lot of it is fake, but they want to make it seem like this life is desirable and wow, like look at my weight loss journey, or look at my free car, or different things like that, and being like, you can do this too. And that is like how they prey on people, by trying to make it seem like they're living this luxurious lifestyle when really a lot of it is just, it's not it, sis. So there I was in high school working a part-time job, looking up to this person and just waiting for the day I turned 18 so that I could join her on this life-changing journey. Once I turned 18, I was all in. I spent a check on the startup kit, which didn't even come with any product, some of the famous drink fizzies, and a literal plastic water bottle, all for the amazing discounted price of $250. Wow, some fizz sticks, a plastic water bottle, and a bunch of papers for $250, and that was a discount. Wow. Still, my upline told me that wasn't enough product to be able to enjoy and know them enough to recommend them to others. That is another thing that they do. They may try to lure you in and be like, you're investing in a business. It's only $200. It's only $50 or however much to get that starter kit or a package of products or whatever. But then that will never be enough. They will make you buy more and more products and claim that you can't authentically promote them if you don't have all the products, which I guess makes sense. But this just proves that most of the customers in MLMs are the distributors and not actual customers, which is really problematic and just very weird. And that just doesn't sit right with me. Like, oh, it's only $200 to invest and you'll be making all this money. But then when you spend that $200 and then suddenly your upline is like, that's not enough for you to be successful. There's just so many things wrong with that. So I waited 2 weeks, got another check, and spent it on a lip gloss and lipstick and skincare. Then I spent $80 on a bag of chai protein powder. I'm sure you can get protein powder for like 20 bucks anywhere else, but oh, Arbonne. Y'all, when I tell you the products were so bad, the fizz sticks literally tasted like watered down Pepsi. The lipstick cracked on my lips the second I applied it, didn't even last 30 minutes, and the lip gloss was so oily and smelled like rubber. I have super dry skin, and the skincare made my skin so oily and itchy that I had to take it off immediately. And all I have to say about the protein powder, it was so gritty, even though the Huns say that it isn't, and so nasty. I used it once and never again. Not to mention the water bottle literally cracked the first time I dropped it. I was still in the mindset of, if she can do it, I can do it too. So I spent my weeks listing as many people as possible that I could think of to promote Arbonne to. With all my family, friends, and acquaintances, I had a list of about 65 people, which of course wasn't nearly enough according to my upline. They wanted me talking to at least 100 people a week. That is insane. I sat on team calls every Monday night at 8 when I could have been having dinner with my family. These team calls were all about, look at me, I have everything because of this business. You're not trying hard enough. I just invest in the products and promote them and people will come to you. Ugh, that makes me so mad because they're literally doing this whole like love bombing, gaslighting thing, like, oh my gosh, yes, like, welcome to our team, you're gonna be so great at this, we love you, blah blah blah, you can do this, girl. And then when you actually start, then it's not enough. Like, I'm sure coming up with 65 people, that seems a ton, but no, that's not enough. They want you to come up with 100 people a week. That's a lot of people. Like, I don't care if you're Little Miss Popular, but that is still a lot of people per week. Just the way that they want you to start promoting to your family and friends because they know that your family and friends are more likely to buy the products, that is sick and twisted and disgusting. And the fact that the products are not even good and they're charging so much for this is really disgusting. I spent literally all of my time messaging people I had never even met on Facebook, Instagram, getting rejected every time. I was fed up and desperate to make my first sale, so I went to my grandmother who used to sell Mary Kay because I knew she'd at least be supportive, which she was. She ended up buying $171 of product through my link, and I was so proud to tell my upline that I finally did it. A few days goes by and I get a text from Arbonne saying my payment of $25 was being deposited to my account. I had to take a second look. That $25 broke my heart. I just remember thinking that after all this, that's all. Then I checked my bank account. There was no $25. No deposits from Arbonne, still had the same amount as I had before. So I talked to my upline and they told me I must have my routing number incorrect on my account. I checked and my routing and account number were absolutely correct, yet I had no payment. Tried calling customer support, to no avail. That was my breaking point after spending hundreds that I really couldn't afford to spend being that girl that posts the most pretentious garbage on her stories and friends avoiding me at school because they were scared I tried to sell them something, all to still have my upline tell me I wasn't doing enough because I didn't want it bad enough, and not even to get paid for all that. And when I told them I didn't want to do this anymore, I was discarded and told you didn't do anything for us anyway. Everything with Arbonne on it I threw away. I unfollowed all the Arbonne Huns and blocked my upline. I look back knowing I was naive and just wanted that dream life that I saw online because of some amazing life-changing opportunity. I should have done more research, but I can't go back now. Today I am thriving, working a typical full-time job, and couldn't be happier. I have friends, free time, and I get to use products that are affordable and that I actually love. Oh my gosh, you guys, that is just insane. And I've heard so many stories like this as well. Like the fact that they didn't even pay her. That is ridiculous. She literally had to go to her grandmother who was in another MLM to be like, hey, can you please buy my stuff? And that is like so sad. Like, just imagine you're 18 wanting to do a side hustle job, whatever, and you see this person on Instagram and they're thriving and you want that for yourself as well, and then you're spending, like, I remember when I was 18, she didn't even make her initial investment back, and they all promise you that you'll make your first investment back in 1 week, and then to just discard her, like, that is so sad. And I feel for this girl because dang, that's just like really sad. But I'm glad it had a happy ending. I'm glad that she was able to find a full-time job and make friends and be happy. That is so amazing. I'm so proud of her for leaving. But it just goes to show how disgusting, manipulative, predatory these MLMs are. Let me know your thoughts on that. Pause this video, comment down below. What do you think? That was really sad. This other person is exposing an MLM. They don't say which MLM it is, but we all know they're all pretty much the same. So this is quitting an MLM after a year. Here's my story. And let's dive into this one. Alright, I used to work for one MLM company that was getting huge. They recruit college students and offer them financial freedom and a meaningful job. I knew that MLMs are really dangerous and that you can get brainwashed very easily. However, I fell in their trap and went to see this seminar about finances. Everything seemed very professional. People with ties, great office. That is another thing. A lot of MLMs put on these meetings, seminars, different things, and they look really legit. Like they look like an actual, I don't know, maybe finance seminar or like something useful, and then it's just MLM. It's the lengths that they go to suck people in still astounds me. I started right away. I was so excited that I managed to finish all of their seminars and start looking for clients. I started with my family, good friends, and people I would normally never talk to. To my surprise, I had some projects, but after some successful meetings, I started to feel that something feels off. Some of my friends stopped talking to me after I invited them to show them my business. I asked my upline for advice and he told me that it's all about quantity. 2 days later, we had a big seminar on how to be successful. I stopped working for them 2 weeks ago after having a moral issue, and I've never been in such a toxic place. The last thing I want to share with you are some points and advice I have after being super active in this MLM. They teach you how to get you into situations where you admit that you need their products. Their seminars will always get you inside. Don't even go there if you are curious. They are masters of arguments and you will always end up looking like a fool. It's super toxic and doesn't help people. They force you to spend a lot of time with them and cut you out from the real world. That reminds me of one of the cult tactics. I made a whole video on how MLMs use cult tactics to suck people in. It'll be linked in the cards. But that's one thing that they use, is they try to kind of pull you in and make you look at only their little bubble in their world and kind of keep you from the outside world, because the outside world is where all the research and information and stuff is, and they don't want you to see that, so they want to keep you in this bubble, which is so disgusting. It's literally a cult tactic. They also manipulate you by telling you that this is an amazing opportunity, but you will end up poor and depressed. I could go on, but that's my story. Can't explain how much I feel better after quitting. Imagine this, like you're just, I don't know, college student and you really want that financial freedom, and you meet someone and they invite you to like this financial seminar and everyone's dressed up super nice. It looks super legit, fancy office. Everyone's smiling at you, telling you that you're gonna be successful because of the seminar. This story speaks for itself. This one was like really like sad. Just feel for this person. But the title is, I worked for an MLM for 2 years and I have severe anxiety problems after getting out, which that is so sad. But let me go through this. When I was 20, I had just moved to a new city on the West Coast. At this time, I was looking for work opportunities in entertainment, as that was my desired career field. To add in advance, I already had experience doing a different MLM prior to my move. I'm mentioning that to say I was already familiar with MLMs, but at the time I wasn't against it. So 1 year into living in my new city, I finally got into contact with the CEO of a company I had been interested in working with for about 2 years at that point. I was super excited to be in contact with this guy. Unlike many MLMers who lie about having a good life, this guy had it. He ran an entertainment company, had celebrity friends, was a former model himself, still young, handsome, and charismatic. Basically an ideal MLM boss who could easily make you believe that his wealth and lifestyle came from the MLM. We communicated over Facebook and phone call for a while about me working with his entertainment company and his side business. Now, as I said, I was already familiar with this business model, so he didn't really have to fool me into joining because I already knew what it was. Shortly after getting into contact with him, he moved to the city I was living in and we finally met in person. I ended up spending multiple days a week with this guy every week. Not long into him being in my city, we ended up going to weekly meetings for our MLM on Saturdays and Tuesdays, plus our many almost daily coffee shop meetings and constant team calls or DMs over Facebook with other members of the MLM. I was in college at the time, and it became the center of my life along with working events for his entertainment company. Nothing else mattered because he told me we would succeed and that someday all of us on the ever-growing team will be rich together. Being able to entice people in with promises of being backstage and meeting their favorite artists if they did well in the MLM. That's crazy. That and the team of attractive men my upline had formed to lure in women. He'd have us telling fangirls that if they joined, they got to work backstage, and that if they did well, he'd take them to meet or even have dinner with certain celebrities. So not only is this guy part of an MLM, but he's in the entertainment industry and he's using that to lure in women by promising them that they'll meet their favorite celebrities if they join this MLM. A lot of people joined, even people who didn't care about MLMs and thought it was a scam. He got so many people in with the celebrity promises. Funny enough, he never did follow through on most of his promises to people. It's crazy when I think back. It makes me sick to my stomach. But at the time, me and the others on the team thought he was a god. We'd do anything for him. I traveled all over the country with this man for our conventions and concert tour. Maybe he was rich, but nobody else was. He told us he built his entertainment company with funds from his MLM business, which were lies. So we were all eager to do what he said. I mean, this man put on multi-million-dollar tours, wore nothing but designer clothes, and said he was able to get to that level using an MLM, and he was only 35. So why wouldn't we believe him? All the nights where I had no food and barely a place to live should have been enough to be a wake-up call for me, or how I flunked out of my college due to the extreme stress I was under. But I kept pushing. He told me I had to go through these struggles and that I would be okay in a couple of years because I'd be like him. I thought he had my best interests at heart, so I kept fighting through all the pain and tears. Things got really dark and I went into a downward spiral with several other members of the team. Some of us are still friends and we struggle to talk about what happened once things got dark because it triggers extreme anxiety in all of us. Guys, that story was probably the most bizarre stories I've ever heard. That is so sad that this poor girl literally has trauma from this MLM. Like, that is so sick. Using this like wealthy group of men to lure women, that is just a disgusting. I have no words, but sadly I believe it because MLMs destroy people's relationships, their lives, put them into hundreds of dollars, even thousands of debt, and it is absolutely ridiculous. And that is why I do these videos, because I want more people to be aware on how predatory and damaging that MLMs can be. And my heart goes out to anyone who went through that, because that is just not okay. Alright, you guys, so that was it for today's video. Let me know if you have any MLM horror stories in the comments below. I would love to hear. Let me know your thoughts. I definitely would love to chat about that, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Bye guys.